What's up guys, Pop by Pigs for Life here, and today we're back with another episode of The Future of Hammond's Dream, Season 6 in Jurassic World Evolution 2. So, if you guys remember last episode, we added several different species from the Cretaceous period in what is now Africa. So, over here we've got the Ceratosaurus, the apex land predator of the area. We also added this massive herbivore valley, which, let's just take a moment to just look at all of them. We've got so many parallel-titans, and we've got a nice big herd of Ouranosaurus. So then, if we go over here, we've also got, the star of the show, and that is the Spinosaurus. Not to mention, we also added in an aviary full of Barbarodactylus. And of course, we added so many different guest buildings. We added so many amenities. We added lots of hotels, especially along the edge of the map, looking over the Mediterranean Sea. So yeah, we've got plenty of hotels over here. Got a hotel over here. Loads of amenities. As well as other vital guest buildings. So, one thing that I did really quickly do off camera is I added in a load more rocks along the edge of the map. So, all along this big cliff, I added in a bunch of rocks. And one thing I'm definitely excited about for Jurassic World Evolution 3 is I cannot wait to have all of the new and improved terrain tools. So, like I mentioned last episode, today we're going to be adding some more dinosaurs from Africa, and specifically we're going to be heading back to the Jurassic time period in the Tendiguru Formation of what is now Tanzania. So right in here we're going to add in Ceratosaurus. Here we're going to add Ostafrikasaurus. And right in here, we are going to be adding Kentrosaurus and Dicraeosaurus. So I did do a little bit more off camera in the sense that I added this little fence along what's going to be the Ostafrikasaurus and herbivore enclosure. And I also added some rocks, so that way we have a little bit more of a natural barrier. And then also, before I forget, one thing I want to do is do that, and do that. Perfect. So now, before we add in any dinosaurs, I want to really quickly divert our attention to this last area over here. So what I want to do really quickly is I want to just plan a rough skeleton of exactly what I want to put here. So my plan is I want to add in 5 more enclosures. I also want to add in 2 lagoons. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a moment to plan a bit of a rough outline of this area. So I'm not going to add any guest facilities. I'm not going to add amenities or toilets or shelters or hotels. I'm just going to add in fence. I might do a little bit of path here and there. And I'm going to add the lagoons. And one thing I also want to do is I want to reroute the park tour so that way it can encompass the entire area. Okay guys, so as we're planning out the 4th and final section of the park, I just wanted to say I'm really sorry that it has been a while since I've uploaded. I know I said I would try to upload every 2 weeks. However, I've done something pretty much every day this summer. I've been helping my grandfather a lot with his garden. I went to go see Rebirth with a friend of mine. It was very good. I'm not gonna go in depth about it here, but if you want to hear my thoughts about the new movie, then feel free to check out my podcast, The Cretaceous Chronicles, where I've been teaming up with my local TV studio, and we've been talking all things Jurassic. I'll be sure to include a link to my podcast down in the description, but case in point, I have been very busy this summer, and even when I've gotten home from these various activities, I have been absolutely drained. And to be completely honest with you guys, I also haven't found too much motivation to make videos, so again, I apologize for my lack of uploads. However, now that I've had about a week to regain my motivation, I promise that I will be uploading a lot more frequently. I'm probably not going to establish a specific upload schedule for the summer like I did last episode, because honestly, life is just super duper unpredictable. One day I might be super excited to make a video, the next day I might just be out of it. So because of that, I will definitely try and upload as much as I can. However, there won't be a certain upload frequency or upload schedule. And as always, whenever I don't upload any videos for an extended amount of time, I always like to take a quick moment just to say thank you all so much for your patience, as well as all your increasing support. So with all that being said, one last thing that I want to quickly mention to you guys before we finish up today's time-lapse is that I'm going to have to spend a good chunk of the month of July working on the 4-year anniversary special. As you guys may or may not know, much like last year, we are going to be doing a double upload to commemorate the anniversary of the channel. However, unlike last year, this year they are going to be 2 full-length videos. So because of that, I'm going to need a huge chunk of time to get those full-length videos out for you guys on the day of the channel's anniversary. And then I promise after that, it should be smooth sailing from there. We're gonna take the rest of July, August, September, and the first little bit of October to finish the Future of Hammond's Dream, and then after that we are going to catch up with some Planet Zoo content. Alright guys, so we've got a plan. Basically, what's going to happen is, this is for Metabosaurus, this is for Australovenator, this is for Kayentavenator, this will be for Segisaurus and Scelidosaurus. This is for Dilophosaurus. This will be for Kronosaurus. And this will be for Eromangosaurus, which is what we're using Atmosaurus as. And of course, yeah, we've got some buildings, you know, not many, just, you know, tour stop. We've got hatchery. And we've got a remote viewing entrance, because that connects up to here. So, now that we've got that all said and done, let's get some dinosaurs. So, what I think we're going to do is we're going to start out with the carnivore, and we're going to finish with the carnivore. So, let's start by adding some Ceratos. Meanwhile, I'd say let's do 2 batches of Kentrosaurus, and let's do 2 batches of Dicraeosaurus. Alright, let's airlift the Ceratos. Right in there. So what are we gonna need? So obviously, let's do a meat feeder right here, so that way, it attracts them all over. Obviously, they're gonna need some, water. That's looking pretty nice. I mean, it's literally just, forest, water, and, feeders. But you know what? Sometimes simple's good. I do really like that skin, though. Oh, and I love that skin. Yeah, no, already, that gives this area a whole lot more character. How are the Ceratos? Ceratos are doing good. Ooh, which skin is this? Svalbard Rana. Ooh, you know what? Now that I think about it, I think there was a skin in Jurassic World Evolution 1 that looks exactly like this skin. Alright, now, let's release the herbivores. Oh wait, there's 5 Kentros? I thought there was only, 4. So we'll do Kentrosaurus. And we'll scatter them all throughout the enclosure. And then we'll do the same with the Dicraeosaurus. I'll maybe do one more batch of Dicraeosaurus. I don't know. But man, I just realized this is like the park for both herbivore valleys, but also just sauropods in general. Because, I mean, we've already got Dreadnoughtus and Arctosaurus in here. We've got Paralotitan. Now we got Dicraeosaurus. Also, just checking. Okay, yeah, I need to add a little bit of rock. Now they really can't get through. And then, yeah, we'll do the same thing over here. We'll, I already did the same over here. And then, yeah, that's, pretty much it. Alright, let's see. Ooh, very nice. As to be expected, they need some, companionship. I hate that the water does that. And you know what? I know I said that we're not gonna do any, guest buildings. But yeah, I might do that. That looks cool. And then how is... Yeah, no, viewing's pretty much perfect. Oh yeah, because we got these up here. Great. Okay, they need ground fiber. So honestly, in that case, let's make another batch of Dicraeosaurus. And let's get started on the Ostafrikasaurus. Right there. Okay. Ooh. Hang on, I thought of an idea. To make things more interesting, let's have the wetlands go over here. The Ostafrikasaurus. Or like the lake. It's not even a wetland, it's just a river with a lake. I love this. Alright, perfect. Here is the Ostafrikasaurus. Oh, that is a very nice skin, actually. Okay, they need sand, which we can put on the edge of the lake. Maybe we can do like a little beachy area, because I did a little bit of research on the Tendiguru Formation in my free time, and turns out the Tendiguru Formation was situated on a tidal flat, which if you look up a picture, it's pretty much just a flat beach. So yeah, I think that's cool if we, you know, we get some sand, but then we put, like, rocks all over here. They have plenty of water. Now we do some forest. Nice, dense... Okay, dense isn't the correct word, but a lot of forest. Perfect. Oh yeah, and of course, they need fish. Boom. You know, I feel like that's good. You get, like, Why is the tour going that way? You get like a little sneak peek, and then you get to here, and it's like there. And then, what if we did a little bit of this? Ooh, I like that. Kind of looks like seaweed that you see washed up on the shore. Okay, that looks pretty good. Alright, that's perfect, actually. Alright, so let's take a look at them. Ooh, I love this skin. That's also a nice skin. Oh, that's a cool looking skin. Kind of looks like the Rebirth T-Rex. Like with the color. Like with the colors and stuff. Ooh, I love this skin. Obviously we got Pierce. Can't go wrong with Pierce. Ooh, love the black. Ooh, I love this one though. Ooh, another good one. Ooh, okay. Love this one. Love this one. And I think that's the same one. Oh, that's funny. Okay, overall, pretty good skins for the Kentrosaurus. Now onto the Dicraeosaurus. Okay, we've got one. Ooh, that's a pretty good skin. Okay. Oh, I love this one. Aw, that's so cute. Ooh, and I love this one. This one's probably my favorite. But yeah, no. This all looks super duper good. And you can get a super good view from up here. Okay, since we got all that done in a rather timely fashion, I figured that let's take a little bit of time to get a head start on this next and final area of the park. And I think we'll start by adding in both of the lagoon species. So, like I mentioned earlier, Kronosaurus will go right in here. And Eromangosaurus, aka Attenboroughsaurus, will go in here. So, here's what I'm thinking. Let's do this. Okay, obviously we're gonna need to do that. Let's get, okay, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm thinking let's do one there, space that out, like so. One of those. I know that Kronosaurus likes to have a shark feeder, so let's do shark feeder. Let's do also a couple fish feeders. And then same thing, let's do some fish feeders. Very nice. And of course, for both of these lagoons, we want to add some underwater domes. Because these are the superior method of underwater viewing. Perfect. So then, what I also might do is I might add a little bit of a path skeleton. Perfect. Okay. We're gonna stop there because I don't want to do too much in this episode. So, all of the guest facilities and stuff, that will all be saved for next episode. But for now, let's do additional bays and let's do accelerated growth. And let's start with these guys. And then let's also get started on the Kronosaurus. Alrighty, let's start by airlifting the Eromangosaurus. Boom, 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 boom. Alrighty, so here are the Eromangosaurus. Let's take a look. Like that skin. Not too bad. Same thing. Ooh, I like this one. Ooh, and I love this one. So yeah, this one... Okay, so the Svalbard is definitely my favorite when it comes to the Eromangosaurus. And yeah, I'm thinking we're just gonna stick to one batch. And now, let's add the Kronosaurus. Ooh, okay. Ooh, this one's really nice, though. I think they're both Chalcarana. They are. Okay. What I like to imagine is that this one is like the female, and this one's the male, because the males usually have brighter colors. I like that idea. Ooh, is it gonna go for the shark? I don't think so. Yeah, okay, so they don't need to have a shark feeder. But you know what? I think it's fine if they do. So now, obviously, these guys were discovered in the land down under. So, when I think of the land down under, I think of the Great Barrier Reef. So, what we're going to do is we're going to add some coral. Alright, let's take a look. Alright, I'd say Kronosaurus Lagoon looks pretty good. Ooh, that's a nice view. So now all that's left is the Eromangosaurus. And the same thing, we're not gonna do too many, but in all the open areas where there isn't a lot of like seagrass on the bottom, we will do plenty of coral. And also some big old rocks. Somebody put that on a t-shirt. Alrighty, that looks pretty good. Got lots of little coral bits. And right over here, we got another very nice view of some coral reef. Alright guys, so that is pretty much gonna do it for this episode. So now, the reason I don't want to finish the entire park in this episode is because if we do, this video is going to be, like, 45, 50 minutes long, and I would rather have a bit of a shorter video than have a bit of a longer video. So, because that, we're going to put the pin in it for now, and we're going to finish the rest of the park next episode. But yeah, so we got quite a bit done in this episode. We were able to fill in a bunch of different gaps in the last guest section that we made by adding in several more Africa species, such as the Ceratosaurus, as well as the Ostafrikasaurus, not to mention, we also built yet another absolutely stunning herbivore valley, this time for Kentrosaurus and Dicraeosaurus. We also managed to get quite a bit of a head start on this next area. We even added 2 lagoon species, the Kronosaurus over here, as well as the Eromangosaurus right over here. So now, like I had mentioned, next episode, we're going to finish the park. We are going to add in Mudbrosaurus, Australopithecus, Kyantavenator, Scelidosaurus, Segisaurus, and Dilophosaurus. And we are going to completely deck out this entire guest area with all sorts of amenities, hotels, shelters, toilet facilities, viewing galleries, the whole shebang. So now, like I had mentioned in the time-lapse, the next couple of weeks, I'm likely going to spend working on the 4-year anniversary special for the channel. So because that, there might be another period of time where there isn't going to be many uploads. So yeah, with that being said, that is gonna wrap up today's video. Really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If so, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to see some more Planet Zoo and Jurassic World Evolution 2 content. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.